Last year, I completed my first Ironman 70.3. I'm going to share with you 3 lessons that I learned from that experience and how I'm using those lessons now in my training for my second half Ironman. The first week of this new training block is over, so I'm going to share some footage of that while I walk through the 3 big lessons that I learned. The first one is to focus on your weaknesses. I grew up swimming, I'm very comfortable with swimming, and I'm also pretty comfortable with running. For my first half Ironman prep, I took a more balanced approach with 2 bikes, 2 runs, and 2 swims per week. And while I enjoyed swimming twice a week, I realized that I could have made more gains if I had focused more on biking and kind of taken a step back with the swimming. So this year, I'm going to be focusing on biking more and swimming maybe just once a week. Since I was traveling this past week to Arizona, I focused on enjoying the nature and taking some trail runs outside.
I think I understand trail running now.
And then I pushed my biking towards the end of the week here.
All right, so I moved my bike closer to the door to get some more fresh air, and also I did not really like staring at that wall. I was watching stuff on my laptop, but I just moved to my phone right here. And yeah, that's helping pass the time. Fresh air, some sunlight. Okay, done. 1 hour in the tank.
So for this half Ironman prep, what I'm planning on doing is biking at least 3 times a week, running about twice a week, and then trying to swim about once a week. This should hopefully improve my overall speed on the course. Since last year, I felt pretty comfortable the whole route, but I just didn't get the speed that I wanted on the bike. The second big thing that I learned was to make sure to sprinkle in some intense workouts along with all your zone 2 work. I think we hear a lot about zone 2, but I started sprinkling in some faster runs towards the end of my prep, and I really saw a big benefit from that. So this past week when I was in Arizona, I just kind of took advantage of the more strenuous terrain and I went on a trail run. My heart rate was higher, but it got the exact benefit that I wanted because at the end, my Garmin was saying that it logged that as a tempo workout, which was exactly what I wanted. Even though I was not running super fast, my heart rate was higher during that time. And I think getting comfortable having a higher heart rate for a longer period of time will help on race day when you need to lock in and you need to go faster than you normally do. I plan to use this takeaway for my cycling as well. So last year, I basically did all zone 2 for all my cycling, which honestly was really nice and fun, but it kind of bit me on the course when I realized I was comfortable riding for a long period of time, but I just couldn't get the speed that I wanted. So while zone 2 is crucial for building your endurance, I'm gonna make sure to incorporate some faster rides and runs during this prep in order to get me comfortable with running and cycling at a higher heart rate, but also just increasing my baseline speed for the race. And the last big thing that I learned was to do it your way. And what I mean by that is, even though there are tons of training plans online, which are great references, I urge you to tailor it to your own needs and also just your own enjoyment. For me, that meant going to the gym a few times a week just to do hypertrophy style workouts, which I love to do, and it kept things feeling fresh, and I didn't feel like I was just doing cardio all the time. And what this also means is throughout the week, if there are days that you just don't feel like biking or you don't feel like running, you can switch things around or you can change the workouts. Really, even though there is an ideal world, what matters most is consistency. And I found that when I make things more enjoyable for myself or less daunting, that I'm able to actually complete workouts rather than skipping them because I either don't want to do it or I'm too scared. I really think that the most important thing is consistency and building the habit of triathlon training. So if you feel like you need to do some certain style of workout, but you really want to do something else, as long as it's either a swim, bike, or run, it's going to be helping you and it's going to be better than doing nothing. So that meant this week when I planned on doing a 90-minute bike ride at the end of the week, I was just not feeling it. So I cut it in half and it made it feel so much more manageable to do. And I'm just glad that I got something done. So I hope that helped. Week 1 of training is in the books and Rockford is just 1 week closer, which is a little bit scary, but also exciting. So thanks for watching. See you soon.